All right, we are back live. Sorry about that. Welcome back, everybody. We'll let some more people join in here. For some reason, our Twitter side of our stream cut off on us. Not sure why. All right, we should be good now. Sorry about that, everybody. We are back. Oh, wait. Is it not working? All right, we should be live. Let's see here. All right. It looks like we're live again, potentially. Let me just double check here. If someone's on Twitter and can see this, can you post? I just want to make sure that y'all can see me on there as well. The YouTube live was fine for some reason. Mic check, we're live. Perfect. Cool. Thanks. It's just Lindy. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. It looked like it picked up right where we left off, though, so that's good. So we are still watching a few different tokens. We're watching Hyper, which is pumping back up. We're seeing the MACD indicator here widen and these green bars down here getting larger, so that's a good sign. SNI's dipping a little bit. ARC's moving up really nicely. Swarm's still chilling around where it was. So overall, things are moving really well. You can see on Ultra LP, Hyper was way down, but it's starting to come back up. SNI is kind of sitting around where it was, but with Hyper coming back up, we're now sitting in pretty heavy profit, as well as ARC, because ARC's pumping pretty well right now, as you can see here. Of course, I just sold a little bit of ARC. Probably would have been better to keep it, but I wanted to open up to be able to have more options as new tokens come up and such. Let's go ahead and look at the 5-minute trending on Good Morning, Good Night and see what we can find here. All right. Sorry about the delay, everybody. We are back. I'm just doing a few things to make sure we're good. Can you give some tips to keep wallets safe and secure? I tell everybody, like, the biggest thing is being proactive. Like, you could set up a Ledger wallet or some sort of cold wallet to protect your funds, and like that could be a good idea, especially for long-term holds and stuff. But if you're looking at trading and doing stuff often, then like cold wallets can be pretty difficult to manage and deal with. And so the biggest way that you can stay safe is to be proactive, meaning I don't click any links on Discord. You can also use a link checker like on a Node. So link checker on NordVPN, I think they have it. Yeah, right here. And so you can actually enter in a URL here to make sure that it's safe. And it doesn't have any malware, fake sites, phishing attacks or anything. So you can do that. You also, when you do click on a site, you want to make sure you don't have auto connect on your wallet. And so if for some reason you do go to a site that isn't one of those scam things that it showed, but they're a drainer site, it's not going to necessarily show the website itself as bad. But when you do go to connect your wallet, that can happen. And so don't ever just like connect your wallet randomly to a site. You want to make sure that it's a legit site. I always cross-check sites. Like if it's something that someone's posted about, it's on Twitter or it's somewhere else, like I make sure I double check to make sure the site is safe. Sometimes if I'm unsure, I'll even message people like, hey, how long have you been using this site? You know, stuff like that. So like you just want to be extra cautious when connecting your wallets and using sites in that way. And make sure that, yeah, you're being careful. So there's a lot of things like that you can do. Be careful of messages, joining random Discords, there's so many like really intelligent scammers. Don't ever download PDFs. Don't ever download files or anything from Discord or Twitter from people. There's people who have like tried to work with me before, and they've got it frustrated with me because I'm like, hey, I do not click any of this stuff. Like, you're going to have to send this to me in a different way if you want me to check it out. But I'm way secure on safety to make sure that, like, you know, I'm managing Matey's funds, the NFT, and I'm managing my own funds. And so, like, I'm not trying to get rugged. You know, I'm not trying to get drained. I've been in this space 3 years and I haven't been drained yet. And so the goal is to not have that happen. I've been rugged plenty of times, but I've never been drained. Oh, wow. Is this the, this is Grift? Grift was way down, and now it's actually been way up for a while. What happened here? Is this the Grift that we've been? Let me see. Oh yeah, that's good to see. Okay, yeah, Grift's doing well. It absolutely launched today. Grift is a AI site as well that I really like. I've talked to the owner of it, and they're really cool. The token had died down a little bit, but it looks like it's picked back up, which is really good. Sometimes the key to connecting worlds is right in front of you. AI makes DeFi accessible for everyone. And so you can see here, like, this is like an AI agent, right? So you can come in here and talk to it just like you would anything else. Let me see what they asked it here. They said, can you swap 0.1 something for 0.1 Sol on Solana for W token, right? So you can see here, like, it can do it for you. Like, you have your wallet set up. And so instead of having to go through it yourself, it can just do it right away. It'll also be able to do like different DeFi stuff. It'll be able to do like a bunch of different stuff. It's not really good for like information. Like, that's not what it focuses on as far as like giving information. It's really good for task oriented stuff. And so Orbit, their token is Grift, but they're doing some really, really good stuff. The team seems to be pretty strong. And it looks like they're built on Sphere 1 as well. Yeah, you can see providing decentralized AI infrastructure, enabling the creation and operation of autonomous AI agents and services across multiple blockchains. So this is a good one as well. They're pumping really hard right now, so I'm not going to get into it now, but potentially would set up like a one-sided Sol pool or something like that if the volume continues. Obviously, it's picked up recently, so we'll keep watching Grift. But they're a team that I definitely like. They'd sent me some of their Grift token not long ago, so I might end up doing a giveaway or something like that. I probably won't do it today, but I might end up doing it like tomorrow or something to be able to give away. Let's see. Graphane is pumped like crazy, which is always a good sign for the AI stuff like ARC, Swarms. I think a lot of these end up taking off and doing really, really well. Cool. There's a giant sell here. Big buy, big sell. And that's not a MEV. That's actual buys and sells. There's just somebody who is waiting for a big buy to then sell big. And that's exactly what happened there. Let's see here. How do you get access to Ultra LP? A lot of people have been asking me that. So they're still kind of in beta figuring stuff out and optimizing it. And so giving feedback and stuff is obviously helpful. You can go to their app.ultralp.com and you can sign up, and they're going to be giving out invites and stuff, but also they're going to be giving our community some codes. I don't have them yet, but he will be giving me some codes soon. And when he does, then I'll be giving them out. So you'll be able to get access in that way. Have you tried any strategies from that guide that went around recently from a Goose Down member, I think? You'll have to tell me what strategy that is. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is it a good idea to start DLMMing with $100? Yeah, I think $100 you can do. I would say like doing something with like $20 may be difficult. But I'd say anything like $50 or higher you can do. Are you still holding XAI? You talking about Project X? This one I am. Yeah, I've got $18,700 in this one, if that's what you're talking about. I'm not sure what other XAI you would be talking about. If you're iffy about anything, just use a burner wallet. Yeah, that's another great example. Just use a burner wallet. Flork. I'll check out Flork. It's so I don't know anything about this token. It looks like it's moving up, which is good for the token, but it's not doing nearly enough volume to be able to DLMM. And so I wouldn't DLMM that, but I don't know anything about the token, whether it's good or not. So a one-sided soul pool buy if the other token drops, i.e. you'd use it to accumulate and earn fees at the same time. Yeah, if you set up a one-sided soul pool, you're setting it up to where as the token goes down, you're buying the token. So your Solana would be transferred into the token as it goes down, and you'd be earning fees. So if you're trying to DCA into a token, buy into it as it dips, that's a great way to do it. But you could also just earn fees if you think it's going to come down and you want it to come back up. Oh, that wasn't it. Okay. There's a ton of florks. If it's not in this top area, then it's probably not. Oh no, this is it. That's the one that I clicked on. Yeah, this is it. That's the same contract address. Yeah, 14 million market cap. That's what I'm looking at. It just isn't doing enough volume. Like I said, it's moving up. It looks pretty good overall as like a token. The chart looks decent, but it's not doing enough volume to DLMM it. What's your TP on Project X? I mean, I might start to sell off a little bit if Project X goes up to like maybe like 13 to 15 mil. I might sell like 10% of it just to take like a little bit of profit and de-risk a little bit. And then if it goes up to like 15 to 20 mil, maybe another 10%, 25 to 30 mil, another 10%. But really, like overall, I'm probably want to ride this thing to over 50 mil. If it sits around this for a while, like I'm just earning APR like every single day, fees and stuff. It's dipped down as low as like 7.5 or 7 point something mil, and it's gone up all the way to like 12. So this is kind of the middle of where it's been ranging at. Which I'm fine. I mean, anywhere between as low as 7 mil and all the way up to 12, like we're doing pretty good. I'll just let it keep moving around. Honestly, like I think it's just getting started. The X Combinator app and it launching AI tokens and Doge Capital, like they're super goated. They have an amazing dev team. Doge Father's great. And so I think like they're going to keep building, and as people are launching, there's like a whole list of people that are wanting to launch on here. And so I think it'll just keep getting better and better. And as they do, the revenue will roll into this. So I think we just see this go higher and higher. There's a lot of big names in this as well that believe in it. So that's another good thing. There's a lot of good like mind share amongst people that have a lot of money. And so that's always a good sign that it's going to do well over the long term. So what's your thoughts on Build? Think it might come back? Not right now. If it does start to come back, then we'll look at it. But I looked at Build earlier and it was down a decent amount. So let's see here. KFC 30-minute. Let me look on our Discord. I'm just checking a few things out here. We do have in our Discord, we have a DLMM alert that pulls up tokens that are just like moving pretty well. They may not be like the best, but it tries to catch some early. And then obviously I'm looking at like what other people are looking at, like under the Discovery channel and things like that to see what people are posting about, which helps me be able to kind of filter through and find coins quickly. But also some of these I'll look at, like this KFC, I have no idea if this is going to do well or this. Like these are at like just over a mil. This B-Boop, I'll look at some of these, but like a lot of them I'm just going to end up not. The AI CMP, Prism. So like some of these will be no good. Like this one's a scam. So like you just wouldn't want to get into KFC. Same thing. You can see any charts that look like this are just fake farms. B-Boop, same thing here. This is not real. This is not organic looking at all. AI CMP, I know this is a real one. It's launched just recently. It's gone up a lot. But this has increased its volume. Overall, its volume is not amazing. So we're going to stay away from this one for now. Prism, this one might be organic. I'm not really sure. Let's check out the Twitter and see what this is. Project X link, please. You can access it on DAOs.fun. Graphane is moving long-term cook. Yeah, Graphane is good. It's a good long-term cook. Like I'm in ARC, and ARC's doing really well also. But Graphane and ARC are basically the ones that like that I would be in for long-term cooks like that. If you're looking to get between like 1 to 2 or even sometimes 3% a day, both of those are doing really, really well. And they're both growing really, really well. Also, ARC's actually growing at a slightly faster rate overall than Graphane is, but both are really, really good. That's the link to the X token on DAOs.fun. Prism AI, the multi-AI agents for meme coins, real-time search plus trading insights, knowledge mapping system. It seems like a legit project. I'd have to look into it more. What kind of volume is it doing? It's doing pretty decent volume. Obviously, it's a low market cap, so it's got room for growth, which is always good. We'll watch Prism. I'll come back to it. I think this is one that I want to like look into more. Being that it's below 10 mil, I'm very careful to get into coins that are below 10 mil. I'm just trying to not get rugged. That's happened too many times. And even though like I'm using, I have a large portfolio. So whenever I use when I say I'm going to put a small sizing into a coin like this and I put in like $2,000 or $3,000, like it's still like when I get rugged and losing 2 or 3 grand, like that's still a lot of money to lose, you know? And so trying to be more careful with that. So I'm going to look into that one more, but also don't want to like recommend coins that are low market cap like this and then have y'all get rugged, right? Like that doesn't feel good. Like, you know, just because I talk about something, I know that like I have to be careful about what I promote and don't promote. So obviously like you have to make your own financial decisions. Everything that I do is for educational and entertainment purposes only. But yeah, let's see. We're looking at Michi and GN&Z. Michi chart looks like they're using a volume bot. And their volume is still not very good. So it's liquid. It's market cap 75 mil. I don't feel too confident in Michi. I mean, the volume is just not low enough. Like it might be okay hold over the long term, like to go up, but for DLMMing, I wouldn't do anything with it. And then, oh yeah, what was the other one? GN&Z. There's a bunch of GN&Zs. I'm gonna assume the one with the most liquidity is the one that you're asking about, 43 mil. It's in a pump right now. It's been sitting sideways after it absolutely launched back here. It's doing decent volume, nothing crazy, but it does meet the minimum requirements for something that I would DLMM. I don't know what GN&Z is. Did it launch right here and it just immediately went to 50 mil? I mean, that's a little bit suspicious. Its top 10 is 48%. Yeah, I mean, it's got a few red flags, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is bad. AI agents that 10x your health on Solana gains. Oh, totally invested in this. Does won 2 of the biggest Solana hackathons. So yeah, this is the CA, this FFG. Let's make sure this is the right one. FFG, yeah, it is. So it could be that the top 10 holder is like that because the team's holding a bunch. How did I miss this? This like just happened today? How did this do this well without, this has got like Cabal written all over it, which doesn't mean that it's like bad to DLMM, but it's just weird. It's very weird. I mean, it's got a lot of attention on Twitter. What do y'all know about this, GN&Z? When will Meteora add a good morning, good night button on the pool side column? Doubt they will, but that's why I use good morning, good night. It's good. check out pulse.site for a wearable that may get airdropped. It's just Lindy. Will you message me that? Because I'm not going to do it right this moment, but I do want to look at that later. Will you send it to me? Just looking at Twitter here, trying to. Yeah, it seems weird that this seems like it's kind of got like cabal energy written all over it, or some people that really knew that it was going to launch, because for it to literally launch it and go from like, yeah, like way down here at like 13K market cap within, what is this? Within 30 minutes, it reached 50 million market cap. It's an AI agent. Send your health notifications through a watch, I think. Yeah, they've done a wearable before. That makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like, this could be really good. It's hard to fully know. I mean, just looking at it from the DLMM side of things, like, I might get into it because it looks like it could do well. I'm not going to buy a huge amount, but I will buy some here, and we'll set up a pool. Again, as you can see with Good Morning, Good Night, I literally just bought it, and then I don't have to, like, my wallet's already connected to this, and so I can just literally come over here and set up a pool because it's the GN&Z tokens in the wallet that I use for this. That's close enough, so I'm good with that. Yeah, that's good enough. So I'm setting up a two-sided SOL pool, 100 bin step, 2%. We'll add it in here and see how this does. Again, not a huge sizing. I think we did 2,500 maybe on each side. It'll be close to like 5K total. Jay Sherlock, what up, TG? You the man. Hey, thanks, bro. Glad you're here. It looks like a stable coin now at this level. Yeah, I mean, it's staying pretty stable, which is good. I'm sure that it'll move in one direction or the other pretty soon. What is your advice for DLMM percentage and TVL and volume? What should be considered first when DLMMing a project? The absolute first thing you want to look at is volume. It needs to do enough volume. You then want to look at volatility. Like, you actually don't want a coin to be like too tight. Like, this is enough volatility, right? Like SNI, like this is good. But if something's just like in almost like a straight line, just like real, like you're not really going to make a ton off of that. You actually want some volatility like this. So volume, volatility. You then want to look at the market cap and stuff. You want to, I don't get into anything that's really like 10 mil or lower. I want to get into stuff that's higher than that. I might, with a small size, and get into something like Prism if I think it's going to do well. It's at like 7.9 mil. Once it's over 5 mil, I'll start considering it. But market cap's important. And then as far as the percentage, yeah, you want to make sure that you're earning a decent amount. So I manage my risk on pools the same way that a bank does when they're lending money out. And so the way that I describe this to people is like, the higher you can earn as far as fee percentage, the more risky you can take. So for instance, if I got into like Prism or like a lower market cap coin, I'd want it to be earning, like I'd want the number on Meteora to be showing like 500% or higher, because the odds of that token going down and me losing money is high. It could go up and I can make money as well, but you want to be, if something's very risky, then you want to have a higher percentage, right? And then the less risky something is, like ARC or Graphane, right? Like I'll earn just a few percent a day off of this, like 1 to 2 to 3%, which you can see here. I've been running this pool for a long time, so it's going to show it's only like 1 point something percent, 1.8, but it's actually like right now it's earning more like 3 or 4%. This is just the average over the weekend, which kind of dumbed it down a little bit, but I usually earn around 2 to 3% on ARC. And so I'm much more secure in ARC. And so I'm okay with putting more liquidity in it and earning a lower percentage. And so this is the same way that a bank lends out money. When a bank is looking at lending out money, if someone is a high risk, meaning they don't have a good credit score or haven't shown good like stability in the past, or they have lower income, right? Lower market cap, lower income, higher risk. Then what someone will do is a bank will be like, well, okay, we might lend you money, but we're not going to do it. We're going to lend it to you, but we'll only lend so much money. And we're only going to give you a small sizing, the same way that I only put a small size into something that's more risky. And then they say, but we're also going to charge you a much higher interest rate than we normally will to offset our risk. And so that's how they handle that. And it's the same way that I do. So I'll put a smaller sizing into something, and I'll need to be earning a higher percentage rate for me to consider it worth it. Whereas something that I'm more secure in, I will put more money into it. I'll lend out more money, put more money into it, and earn a lower percentage rate because it's more consistent over time, because I'm less worried about it like rugging or something. Swarms is absolutely sending right now. I think that our Ultra LP is going to be able to show us all our positions. I think our profit and loss is going to be sitting pretty good right now. Yeah, Hyper and SNI are hurting it, but ARK is doing really well. Swarms is doing really well. GN&Z we just opened. We're already up $43, so that's a good sign. I wonder if our let me see if our bot has picked up anything yet. Oh yeah, it picked up that IQ 6900 pool. Started off in a pretty heavy P&L loss on it. I'm not sure if it should have picked that up. Let's see. It's a 41 million market cap. Token 24-hour volume. Yeah, I need to tell Soul Decoders. It picked it up when the volume was not within my parameters. It looked like it picked up the 24-hour volume was in the right parameter, but the 1 hour was a little too low. I'm gonna open this up real quick and see. This is on Deck Screener because this is the link that they give me for it. I mean, look, even for me to just load into Deck Screener, it takes forever. Look at this. I have to verify that I'm a human being, because I don't know why I would need to do this. Like, what bot is trying to come just like look at a chart the same way that a human does? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look super organic here, but the bot picked up on it. But honestly, it's not fitting into the parameters that I gave the bot, so I'm not sure. There might be a glitch, so I'll end up telling. This is why we do this. I'll take some screenshots and show them this real quick. I downloaded the newest version of it, and so that's part of this, is that there's some testing and stuff required. Let them know. He actually might be coming on shortly. He can explain it. Let me get my parameters pulled up here so I can show. All right. I sent it to them. I'm thinking about, for the bot, upgrading my RPC, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do quick node or do something else, so we'll have to see. GN&Z's got to be in a profit, right? How is this showing that it's in a loss? So also one thing to take into consideration on Ultra is that it takes into consideration the price of Solana. So for instance, like when we got into this, I got into it when Solana was a little bit higher. And so you can see a little bit of a dip here. And so it'll actually take that into consideration. So even though we're slightly up on GN&Z from where we bought, it's actually showing a slight loss on Ultra LP right here, the $4 loss. I can move that because Sol is down a little bit. Hey, Token, I'm late. What are you on today? I'm on coffee. I'm on coffee. This is what I'm currently on. You'll see the portfolio pulling up here. Buzz is pumping again. That's good. I'm not going to look at it right now, but I will in a little bit. Our special guest may not be able to come on today. Might have to have them on like Wednesday or Thursday, which is totally fine. But waiting to find out. Oh yeah, Buzz does look like it's doing pretty good. Yeah, he's not able to come on, so that's okay. We'll get him on either later this week or next week. Sounds good there. We'll check out Buzz. Let's check out Buzz. Let's see if this, where's that IQ token? Oh yeah, I didn't pull it up. I got so many things open right now. Oh yeah, Prism's doing really well. We'll keep watching Prism. Like obviously I could have got in and it'd be up right now. It's doing pretty well on fees and stuff, but I just want to keep watching it. Again, I don't want to get into something too early. I'd rather miss out on some profits early, but have this move up into the 10, 11, 12 million range and then maybe get into it there than trying to like rush it or anything. Is this the IQ token? Yeah. See the volume on it's dipped down a lot. Does look like it might be reversing back up here, which would be good for my the bot. Yeah, it looks like it's already doing pretty well. Might manually go close out that pool. If it goes up more instead of letting the bot stay on it. We'll see. Yeah, Sol's still chilling, doing pretty good. Hyper's down a little more than I expected. I kind of thought that it would come down off of the pump, but thought we'd have a little more action on it. The volume on it's come down a little bit, but still doing well on volume. Still over 100K on the 5-minute, which is always really good. SNI as well, but ARC, as always, overperforming. Like sometimes I just want to put like my whole portfolio into ARC. It just always does really well. Even off of like the big dips and retraces, it just always like comes back strong. Which is why you can see in my portfolio I have more ARC than anything. I had even more than this, but I've actually taken some of it out. And you see Hyper's dipped down a lot right here. Our stop loss is all the way down there, which you can see on here because if it comes down to that stop loss point, it'll be about here, and I would exit out of the pool and take my loss. But it's actually earning a lot of fees, and so I'm going to claim these. It's doing pretty well on the fee side. A lot of times in a dip like this, you'll earn a lot of fees, and then if it ends up fighting back up, which I kind of expect it to. I just don't know when, if it comes to this line or this line. So we'll keep watching it and keep holding it. But if it breaks below here, then we'll close it out. But yeah, I mean, the fees it's earning is pretty good. So if we can just get it to pump back up a little bit, or even if it doesn't pump, like a lot of times I'll get into something high like this, and then it will it'll come down, but like it'll sit so long in this range that I'll end up becoming positive anyway. And so even if it doesn't come back up, sometimes I'll end up closing it out like later on in the day or the next day because it just continues to sit in that range. I do think that there's a lot of hype around this, no pun intended with hyper. And so I think it ends up doing well. You can see here, it hit all-time highs that were just a little bit lower than these. And then it came all the way down to like 187 mil before coming back up. So it is possible that something like that could happen here where it comes down pretty heavily before it comes back up again. This is pretty normal. Doesn't really worry me too much on this. So surprised SNI is not doing better. It's still doing decent volume, but surprised it's not doing better also. And Swarms is still doing really good. Let's see how our overall profit's looking. Yeah, Hyper's eating into it and SNI's eating into it pretty heavily. But still in profit for the day, so that's good. I want to talk a little bit about DeFi Tuna again as well. Our special guest is not going to be coming on today. They're probably going to come maybe Thursday or Monday of next week, which is totally cool. I'm going to keep answering a few questions that y'all have. But yeah, GN&Z has that top holder percentage, which is really high. Initially, when I looked at that, I didn't think it was very good. It's showing top holder at 48%. But sometimes that's okay because the team is holding a large amount. And if the team is someone who's done stuff before and is trusted, then it's okay. And when I looked at it, it did seem like it was pretty legit. And there's a lot of people talking about it. Obviously, I'm going to look into it a little bit more, but I think overall it looks okay for me. You have to make that decision for yourself. What's the advantage of upgrading the RPC on QuickNotes? Sometimes my RPC here, as we're going through it, like sometimes it'll fail. And so right now it's using a slower setting. And so if it ends up picking up too much, it'll end up failing. Oh, sorry, I'm behind on a few questions. So when you DLMM, is it okay to pick assets that I want to keep to earn fees? For example, I'm not a fan of Fartcoin. I don't want to keep that asset, or it's more making fees and generating income. Yeah, it's a little bit of both, Christopher, but the main thing is just generating fees and making income. So even if you don't like Fartcoin, you need to look at it objectively and say, do you think it's going to do well? So like being a fan or not a fan of something doesn't really matter that much. I mean, morally, there's coins that I won't get into because I think they support things that I don't like. But outside of that, I would say like be objective with the data that's in front of you to determine whether it's a good idea to make money off of or not. And that's the best thing that you can do. Are you having much success with the Sol decoder bot? I bought one in the NFT itself, nearly 2x in value. Yeah, I mean, if the NFT goes up in value, obviously that's good because you'll make money that way. But the bot itself, I do think is good. They're still refining it, still adding and updating features. I heard about it like 2 months ago and I never got into it, but it looks like they've updated a lot since then. And so I am in it now. I've had a lot of talks with the team and the devs and stuff like that. And they're honestly pumping out crazy fast updates. They have a lot of big plans for it as well as from other tools as well. And so I think it makes sense for me to hold. I actually hold 3 Sol decoders, even though I only needed to hold 1. I wanted to buy 3 early on and because I wanted to support the project. And so I did. I personally own them. And then, but yeah, I think it's a great tool. It's ultimately up to you though, to set the parameters and refine those to get it to work well. The bot itself doesn't make you money. It's how you set up the bot. You could set it up with terrible parameters and lose a bunch of money as well. Right now, I'm roughly at a break even on the bot. And that's because I've been testing out so many different strategies, some that haven't done as well and some that have. And so I'm roughly break even on the bot right now, but trying to refine it a little bit closer. The settings that I shared, people have been asking about my settings a lot. The settings that I shared, I feel like are a little more refined. I'm going to keep doing a little bit more, some adjustments and tests to see. I mean, I've literally been using it for a week. You can never become an expert on something after a week of using it. And so as I use it more, as I get an idea of how it works, then I'll make some more adjustments. But I feel like it's at a good spot now where I could at least share those settings. So Swarm continues to impress. Yeah, I mean, Swarm and Arc both are just doing really, really well. I do think that Sni will end up doing better also. Hyper's still chilling down here, but we'll continue to watch it. And Prism's actually doing really, really well, but not in it yet also. GN&Z is also looking pretty solid so far. The volume on it's dipped down a little bit, but still doing well. And then IQ, I'm watching this because I'm not buying into this, but the bot bought into this. There's a few different parameters. I think that it skipped a few of the parameters. And so I sent a thing in to check it out. It looked like the volume was one of the parameters that it didn't have, but it actually looks like it is doing enough volume. And I think whenever it dipped down here, it might have actually met all of the parameters. We'll see. I'm going to check and see. I posted a ticket for them to look at it. yeah, we'll continue to watch it. The volume on it's dipping down a little bit, so I might end up, as it pumps back up, if it does, closing out of that pool manually, but we'll have to see. Are you being live on Sonic TGE? Yeah, so I put into the Sonic pool down here. When does it go live? Pool's trading in 18 hours and 50 minutes. So 19 hours from now will be close to when I'll be getting on. When I would go live. I'm not going live tomorrow. So no, I won't be going live whenever this pops up. I will have a pool set up though. So I'll be talking in Discord about it. So if you want to see what I'm talking about or what other people are chatting about with it, you can go check it out there. How is Griffane looking right now? Curious in ALK. Cerebro is doing pretty good as well today. But you can see like Griffane, ARC, Cerebro, Swarms, like all of these are high market cap coins that are doing really, really high volume. You can see ARC and Cerebro both have like really high holder counts as well as Fartcoin for other blue chips, which always is a good sign because those people normally are holding long term. Cerebro is another one that I like. I was kind of curious on Griffane as well, looking at both ALK and Griffane. Honestly, I've been staying away from a lot of new coins. Like if there's something that we catch early that looks like it's pretty good, like I'll definitely get into it in small sizing, but I'm really not as interested in that as just like making really good stable choices over time. God, this Griffane pool just looks so good, like so organic, so much high growth. It's doing pretty good volume as well. Yeah, ALK looks pretty decent after coming down. I'm actually going to go manually close out of this this IQ pool. It's down a little bit, but it's earning pretty good fees actually. And the pool looks like it's moving back up. The price is moving back up some. So I'm going to capitalize on that while we're just down a little bit on it and go ahead and manually close it out. And I'll reset the bot. We're just down like maybe $100 or less on this pool overall, which isn't bad now. It's not my favorite pool that it got into, so I'll be looking at some of the stats on it to be able to adjust and see where we can make some changes so that it doesn't pick up on a pool like that in the future. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of Prism for now. I'm gonna be probably hopping off here shortly. I do have a lunch thing IRL that I'm gonna be meeting up with, and so I need to get off a little earlier than I normally do. But I do want to see if anybody else has any questions. I want to go over DeFi Tuna a little bit as well. Let me see here. I want to check out some of these settings. I see. I need to reduce this max token 5-minute price change. So that way, if it's dumping too much, it won't pick this up. Or actually, I may want it to be the other way. Actually, I'd want to make sure that it's not going up in the other direction too much. I actually misunderstood one of the settings. So this 5-minute price change, 1 hour price change, and 6 hour price change are the minimums. So anything above this, meaning it could be +10, +20, +40, would still trigger. And so I need to set my other parameters like this max token 5-minute price change, as well as this max token 1 hour price change to to be like this. So with 30% up change, but then we can catch it on the way down like this with the 4, -9, and 14. And on the 5-minute, we don't want it to go above a 10% change. Again, this will be good to prevent us from catching stuff that's moved up too heavily and is going to dump really, really hard, or keep away from or inorganic charts where there's like a pump and dump as well. This should prevent that a little bit better. Did it already just swap into a new position? It's trying to get back into the IQ pool because I hadn't updated and I started it back up. We're going to adjust that, and then I think it swapped already. Yeah, it did. So I'm going to swap it back. And I'm actually going to increase the 11 mil minimum to 16 mil. I think I like everything else here. We'll keep doing some small changes here and there. I'm doing this new one, which y'all may not have. You could use this 150 band or just leave it unchecked. I think overall, though, this looks good. All right, let's try it now. See where it goes. All right, let's go back to our main Mateys wallet here. Refresh there, Ultra LP. Let's see what some of our pools are sitting at. It's really nice to be able to just look at this and see what the total is. Yeah, Hyper's down a good bit. So it's bouncing off this support here, which is good. If it goes below this support, we'll just go ahead and take our loss on this. We'll close out the pool and take a loss. And so this is what we're looking for. You can see here, it does look like the MACD indicator is showing that it's going to reverse here, or potentially reverse. It's like starting to cross. Sometimes it'll start to cross and then go back down. So obviously need to watch that. I'm not going to consider that it's reversing here. Once we start to see the lines cross and the lines start to widen a little bit, then I would consider it potentially reversing, which would be good. That's what we're hoping for. We bought in higher and we're down a good bit, even though we're earning pretty good fees. And so if this does pick back up, all those fees we've been earning as well as the TVL will start to pick back up nicely. This is our stop loss here. So we'll continue to watch it and see where it goes from there. Overall, solid. You can see even with that big loss here, we're up so much on GN&Z, on Swarms, on ARC, a lot of these that it's going pretty well. And it looks like SNI is starting to pick back up a little bit as well, which is a good sign. We're going to continue to sit on it as it's sideways. You can see we bought all the way back here. And so we've been earning really, really good fees the whole time. And so now we're just looking for a pump back up. We'll continue to hold it because let's see what the fee percentage is. I think it's doing around 5% on the fees. Yeah, 5.89, 6%. So that's really, really good on the fee percentage. I can actually claim it here as well. Anytime it's like $25 or higher, you can really claim. Sometimes I don't do it till it's like $5 or even like a couple $100 on the fees just because I'm away and not able to see it. But honestly, I probably should compound. The more you compound, whenever it's like at a decent amount, if you compound like 2 or 3 or 4 times a day, that's like just adding on. I've showed y'all like the compound calculator that I do, and even just compounding like once a day is really good. But if you can compound even more often, like it can increase how much you earn. drastically. Just keep compounding that in. We're going to have to keep a close eye on Hyper to see where it goes. Let me see if I have any more questions before I close everything up. Swarm continues to impress. When you prep your ranges, what time frames do you use? I don't use a time frame. I'll either stay in something for days and days if it stays within the range that I want, or I'll close out of it within a few hours or even within 20 or 30 minutes if it goes out of range. Is DLMM similar to ranges on DeFi Tuna? I say this because the bins confuse me with they've been just not a range. Yeah, so on DeFi Tuna, they use Orca. And so Orca doesn't use bins. It's just a flat curve, or not a flat curve. It's just one curve. It doesn't use bins in the same way. Don't you like multiple 20 bins on high mid-cap assets like ARC or Swarms? You could do multiple like that. I usually just set up one. And sometimes I'll tighten the range a little bit. Time to leave from Hyper. Yeah, not yet for me. I mean, this is the one that I've been talking about is the bottom support, my stop loss. So if it goes below this, then I would take the stop loss. If it doesn't, then I'll keep riding it out. Even if it just like comes up and keeps bouncing off of it, I'll just keep on it. I'm eligible in one wallet. Should I deposit $400? Hey, that's up to you, man. I can't make those decisions for you. I'm on your Discord. I whitelisted on a different wallet. Should I buy Sonic as much as I can? What do you think? Yeah, also, again, y'all have to make that decision for yourself on whether you want to buy it or not. Good morning, AK. How much is SNI printing? You can see it's doing the 5.6%, which is pretty good. As the volume picks up, it should go higher. Like I said, I've been holding this for a while, like longer than a day. And so this number usually, especially over the weekend, is lower. But like as volume picks up, number will actually end up being higher. It just sometimes takes time to average out. And so I think the percentage we're earning right now is actually a little higher than this, but that's just what it's showing right now. The 100 bin is 6% for you. Yeah, on SNI. Yeah. You got wrecked in Bolt yesterday. Sorry to hear that, man. The Decoder Discord just updated the download farmer channel with the new release. It would be better to have subtitles. Yeah, that would be great. How do I get subtitles? Manuel, you wanna help me figure out how to get subtitles? I agree, it would be great. Hey, we have over 500 people watching today. Thank y'all so much for coming on and watching. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have a Discord as well that we're in it 24/7. Other people are chatting. I'm chatting about it. And so you can join there as well if you're interested in learning more. I have tons of educational content in there. And we do different updates. I actually went and got in and started the live stream in Discord an hour earlier. And so we were actually doing all this for an hour in our Discord with just our community before I even went live on Twitter and YouTube. And so we do a lot of stuff like that. I'll be doing more educational stuff in there. And that's also where you can get updated info about different tools or different new DeFi products and stuff like that we're trying out. And then also if you do use Good Morning, Good Night in the same way that I use it, I do have a referral link, which would be helpful if you wanted to use it. I do get a small kickback. I'm going to put it in here. Anytime that you're using the trade system here, I get a kickback from that. So if you're going to use it, great. If not, hey, no problem. But I really, really like it. It's a tool I use. And if you want to use my referral, I'd appreciate it. We are going to hop off shortly. So this is what we're going to do. I want to explain this out to people just so y'all understand kind of my strategy. I'm going to keep on DLMMing GN&Z. The volume on it is still pretty solid. And we bought in right here. So as long as it stays within this range, we're going to be happy. Let me draw out this range all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom here. If it does dip below this, then we would get out. But that's where we are right now. Hyper as well. As we said before, we're going to keep watching it. It can stay near this line as long as it wants. As soon as it dips below this is whenever we would sell. And when I say dip below, I mean it has to close out a candle for that to be the case. So not just like, see how there's little wicks here that were below it? That doesn't count. I need a candle actually closed out below it. SNI, we're going to keep holding. Our stop loss on SNI is all the way down here. at the 70 mil range. So we'll keep holding it all the way down to 70. I do think that it'll pick up from here, so we'll keep holding it. ARK is still obliterating the charts. We'll hold this pretty much forever as long as it stays above the probably like the 270, 280 million market cap range. That would be like a stop loss all the way down here. This is kind of the bottom of our range. You can see we bought in here, so we're up right now, but we have plenty of room to go down as well. And then swarms we got in here, and so same thing. We'll just keep riding this for a while. All of these are doing really, really well. All of them are earning a decent amount of fees, anywhere between like as low as 2% and as high as 50% on things like Hyper and GN&Z, 40, 50%. And so we have a really good mixed strategy here, total of 53K in it. And then we also have our Project X, which bounces around between like 7.5 mil all the way up to like 12 mil. It's a little bit on the lower side now, but we'll continue to watch it. We're earning over 300% APR, which at 306%, that is 0.83% a day almost. And so it's been doing really well. We're just letting it sit and do this. I do think that this goes up in value in the long term as well. And then once we get some codes, we'll give these out for Ultra LP to access, but you can go sign up for the beta if you're interested. I do think that we'll get some of these this week. I don't know exactly when, but we'll do that. And then I'll update y'all if I end up changing my my bot settings. It does look like it found the IQ 6900 pool again. So I'll keep adjusting those parameters to see why it keeps grabbing that one. Maybe it's actually a good pool to grab. I don't know. Looking at it, it's not my favorite, but it's not terrible as well. So we'll see why it's grabbing that. I might just increase the market cap above it just so it stops taking it. For now, obviously we're at like 16 mil, but I'm just going to put it at like, 38 mil or something like that and just reset it. So we'll keep doing all that. I appreciate everybody who's coming out and watched. Would you be hyped to live stream a challenge, 10 to 100 soul or something, DLMM or DGen picks? I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to go from 10 to 100 soul on a live stream, if that's what you mean, on one live stream. That'd be pretty crazy for me to just be able to do that all the time. When you talk about closing a candle for a range break, what time frame are you looking at? Either 1 minute or 5 minute, either one. On larger pools, like stuff that's like much higher market cap, I'm looking at it on like usually the 5 minute. But I'll look at it on the 1 minute as well. And then like this, it's very close there. Just kind of depends. But yeah, 1 or 5 minute. If you're looking at something that's like much higher market cap, then you could go to like a 15 minute or 1 hour. But I'm looking at the 5 minute on Hyper, for instance. I was on the 1 minute, but either one of those, it's testing it again. So we'll see if it breaks below or not, or if it keeps testing and bounces back. So we'll keep watching that also. I need to swap back over to the bot wallet. Not one live stream, but it would be cool to follow the evolution. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I might end up doing that. That's a good idea. Hey, thank y'all so much for being here today. I am going to hop off because I need to head to lunch. I appreciate it. Again, y'all can go join our Discord and stay up to date on all the information that we have there. I wish y'all the best of luck, and I will see y'all next time. Have a great day.